Hey guys, it's Chooch out here riding on the Msuper Pro. And I'm up here in the mountains doing a little bit of trail riding on this thing. And I'm up, I'd say probably about 8,500 feet right now. I got into a little bit of ice and snow up here on the trails. And I rode all the way to them on this wheel. It's the 1,800 watt hours is just incredible. So I rode up from about 5,000 feet through the mountains up to about 8,000 feet, and I wasn't really sure how to get back over to the canyon I needed to get to. I needed to get over to Boulder Canyon, and I was coming from like the west, basically to where Flagstaff is, to where Flagstaff Mountain is, and I saw on the maps that there was like a little fire access road, and I didn't know if I was allowed to be on it or if it was open to bikes or what. And so I saw it on the maps, and then I came across this trail that linked to it. And I wasn't exactly sure, but the way it looked on the maps, it looked like I could find the fire road from here. And so I just went cruising along this route instead of getting over on the main mountain road. And it's honestly kind of deceiving the way this looks. It's a really steep descent I'm going down, and so I'm coming from up about 8,000 feet, like I said, and I'm going all the way down to 5,000, and I'm going and just cruising downhill pretty much at a constant rate right now. And I'm trying to conserve battery. That's why I'm not going completely full speed, and also it's a really steep drop off to my left hand side right here. So if I ended up dropping this thing, I don't know, maybe a tree would stop it or something, but I didn't want to take a chance and go really fast and have this thing fly down the side of the mountain. So I just kept it easy right here. And when you're cruising at this speed on the Msuper Pro, you can just get so much range out of it. It's phenomenal. I mean, this thing is just, like I said in the last video, it's just, right now it's just cruising through here. It's not really struggling at all. They're just cruising along this mountain, no problem right here. And the braking is really good. So if you're going down a little incline or whatnot, you really don't have to worry about too much. I mean, there's a lot of good braking power there. You see up here, it's pretty windy up here. And the bad thing is kind of with the 360 camera, there's really no way to put one of those, those microphone, they're called a dead cat. It's what you put on the microphone in order to make the wind noise go away. And if you put a dead cat on on one of these 360 cameras, you would see the fuzz in the way. So you could cover the microphone, but it would kind of take away from the video, and you would see that fuzz right there in the frame. So that's why I got to kind of lower the volume on this, because you see how windy it is in the trees, and it just is just incredible wind noise. I wish you could really hear. In one of the videos where I'm riding around town or whatever, I want you to just be able to hear the sound of the motor, because you can really, like, it doesn't hum near as bad as like the Msuper V3S or anything like that, but you can just hear the motor, man. It sounds really good. Like, it's just, you can tell, like, this 2,500 watt motor is awesome. Like, I love it. It's incredible. You can see we're getting to like more of a really steep descent part right here. And you want this beefy motor for this, and all it's doing right now is just regenerating battery. Like going downhill on all this, this is how you regenerate battery. Kind of just easing back on it, and you're just going down a big incline like this. I mean, that's all regenerating battery right there. So doing a little bit more cruising, you can definitely see when I started off, there's no snow down at 5,000 feet, so you got to come up to about 8,000 feet up here, and then there's a lot more snow on the ground. It actually snowed more today, so it's probably covered up there right now. I've ridden so far up here, there's like no one around. Like, I have no idea where I'm at, and there's nobody out here. Nobody. This is cool. Shit. All right, so this part coming up right here is just extremely steep. So I'm up on a ridge line right now, and I gotta. This is basically I'm about to go down a little valley section, and it is incredible how steep it is. I'll turn around in a second and go back right there because this trail it wraps around up here. There's no way to really ride it. It gets so rocky around this corner. Actually, looking back at the sign, this trail is just for hiking, and I think it's for horses. I think like some of these trails that have like like these wooden steps right here. Like you'll see up here. It'll have these wooden rungs right here, and these are trails that I guess aren't intended for bikes. But I didn't know exactly where I was or how to get back down to the canyon. So I was like, dude, this is the only way I can really go. And I'm glad I went this way because I was able to get off the mountain and back to the road. But that's what I'm talking about. You see like these steps right here? I think these aren't intended for bike trails because it's just so steep, man. There's no way you could ride a bike up this. I mean, it really is steep right here. I had to take it kind of slow. Yeah, you see on the sign right there, I think it's for horses and just like hiking. So, but I made it to the fire road right here. So this is the fire road. Like you see, there's no tracks on this road. There's literally like the only thing I could tell, I think, is just like people hiking on it, like or either walking on this road, maybe horses. But you can see there's no other like tracks from cars or anything. I mean, I don't think this road's ever used for anything other than a fire access road and a hiking trail. And it's really cool. This kind of goes. I mean, it goes forever right here. So I mean, this pretty much got me off the mountain. I was way up there, so I just cruised down this little fire road right here. You can kind of see how high up we still are. And you really get to see and appreciate what these things kind of bring out for you in the world. There's really no other vehicle I think you could take up here on this access road. Like it's kind of gated off at the bottom, and you could get a bike around it or whatnot, and definitely mountain bike down it. But I mean, this is awesome right here. Just being able to ride and adventure, and with 1,800 watt hours of battery. I mean, I never felt like, I mean, even after riding all the way through the mountains up 4,000 feet of incline almost, I had plenty of battery, and it's regenerating on the way down. Just cruising. I mean, this thing rides so smooth. It rides great. Had music the entire time listening to it. I mean, out here in the middle of nowhere in the woods, the speakers are extremely loud on this thing. So you can definitely ride around and just really enjoy it, out in the woods or something like this where you don't have any car traffic going around your city ruckus or anything like that. It's great. And you can see like through stuff like that snow is a lot harder to ride on than like fresh powder. That like snow like this, you can see how it's like iced over just because the sun's hit it and then it's sat in the shade and it's iced back over. And from all the horses and people's footprints, stepping in it, it's like it's way harder to ride through snow like this than it is fresh snow. Anybody that's tried it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this was like going across some of this stuff. I was like, whoa, I'm just like it kind of does slide a little bit, even with that off-road tire. But it's just because it was pretty much straight ice in some of these shaded areas. But overall, I mean, I love it. The 37 mile per hour max speed is just like, for stuff like this, you're never really gonna take it full on 37. I mean, on a dry day through this, maybe I could go full speed down this, but it's kind of deceiving the way this road looks. It was a little bit washy for sure. So this guy right here that I'm passing, he had a full level 3 like bulletproof vest on, and I looked him over and I didn't see any patches on his hat, anything like that. I mean, you can go back and look at it. I didn't see anything that really stood out as Forestry Service or DNR, Department of Resources or anything like that. And I thought maybe there would be like a truck down here, like a Ranger truck, DNR, or something like that. And there's nothing. It's just, look, there's just construction trucks up here. And the farther I ride up into the mountains of Colorado, I come across some kind of like weird stuff going on. There's a whole bunch of like homeless camps up in Netherland, Colorado, of people that are like transients, and they've basically taken over massive parts of the woods, and you don't want to roll up on that. I've had coyotes, I've had foxes jump out at me literally across, basically from a mountain, almost on top of me on the unicycle. I had a bear, a little black bear, not a big black bear at all, just a little guy, come running full speed across College Avenue, and I just smoked him. I hit him full speed with the unicycle, and like I didn't fall off of it or anything. I hit him, and I was just like, I thought it was a dog, but I was like, no, that was too big to be a dog. And then I chased him around the corner. I'll put the clip in right here. Check this out. I hit a little black bear.
There it is.
Where's it at? I hit the black bear, and it literally ran around the corner right here. And I don't know. I was just like startled. At the same time, I was really like interested in like seeing it again. I don't know. It looked huge. Whenever it came across the road and I hit it, it looked like it was massive. So like I went around the corner like to see like how far it ran, because it took off down the alleyway, and sure enough, I found it right here. And I don't know, this is really stupid. This is really, really stupid to do. It was just, he's small though. It's a really small black bear. So like if it was huge, I would have probably turned around and been like, okay, yeah, I got to dip. But small black bears like that with tags on their ears, like they're just looking for trash around. They'll still come and like mess with you, but you make enough noise and whatnot, he's not gonna bother you. But back on the road right here, cruising down after a little, like basically what they're doing up here in all the canyons is they had big floods back here back in like, I think it was like 2013 or 2015 or something like that. And what they're doing now is they're blasting out all the canyons. They're making the canyons a little bit deeper. 4 Mile Canyon, Boulder Canyon, Sunshine Canyon, and they're doing rock blasting on all these roads. So they have like one lane shut down pretty much all the time, and it is such a pain. And you got to wait basically for one lane of traffic to go for about 15 minutes, and then they'll let the other come up the other way. So it basically in every canyon right now you got to put up with that. On bikes, whatever, you got to stop for it because there's no way to get around it. So just cruising back down the canyon right here, and so I'm keeping this thing right here throughout this road at about 37 miles per hour. And I wish this car would give me a little bit more space, you know, behind me, because you never know what could go wrong. One little slip or something like this. I really don't like riding in a road like this with a car so close behind me in any situation, you know, because you fall, whatever, your last thing you want to do is slip and then they run you over or something like that. So you got to really be careful on roads like this. One thing I really, really love about this wheel is the super aggressive angled pedals. You see, like, they're even a little bit more aggressively angled than the Msuper X is. And you see how my feet are just, like, cradled in this thing, you know? Like, in my Msuper V3S that I have a ton of experience on, that I have 8,000 miles on that wheel, the old pedals on that one are completely flat. And so, say if you step off, like in the snow I was riding, or in the mud, and you get a little bit of mud or water or snow or even ice, what'll happen if it's cold outside and you get your feet wet, it'll ice up in between your foot peg and whatnot. And on those super flat pedals, you risk slipping off or whatnot. Like basically coming down this road, say if my feet were wet and I was on the old Msuper V3S, one little slip up and my feet are coming off those pedals. But with this, that aggressive angle like locks them in there. And it's kind of sad because I love these pedals, but the production Msuper is going to come with the Nikola pedals. And a lot of people like the Nikola pedals way more than these Msuper pedals. They've had these pedals since the V3S, but these are just more aggressively angled upwards, you know, so your feet are kind of cradled in there way more. But anyways, I think the Nikola pedals are going to have a pretty aggressive like V-flare to them. So you're not going to really have to worry about that too much. But one thing I would love to see on the actual pedals is actual like spikes. Instead of just grip tape on there, I would like to see some type of studs or something, you know, that really grip your feet really well on like the next iteration. Or either like some aftermarket pedals that Got Way sells for like $85. They're not getting over $100 for a set of pedals. I don't know about that. For about $85 for some aggressive pedals, you know, with some teeth on there that you can just buy and put on there. You don't have to really make you can make aftermarket ones, but not a lot of people want to go through all the hassle of doing that. But just some pedals with some teeth on it, I think would be great. But keep that aggressive angle too, and you couldn't rip you off of this thing. So all in all, I love this wheel. Personally, I really want to get 2 of them. I know it sounds crazy, but I want one I can just beat up, ride off-road, and trail ride, and just have as like my camping wheel. This summer, I got some plans. I want to do some camping adventures and basically ride into the mountains with all the camping gear, backpack loaded out, and set up shop, set up shop like this guy, but have a full-on thing out there. Take the Eno hammock maybe, and just ride out in the woods on the unicycle and make a camping trip out of it. And I'll film it too and whatnot. So some adventures like that to come. And then I want to have like a nice Msuper Pro is just like the show wheel, and have it as my nice wheel. So guys, the pre-orders are live right now. If you just go click the link in the description, it's the first link right there. It takes you straight to eWheels. And if you place your pre-order right now through the link, you'll get a self-standing fender, which is sweet. Like, they're the 3D printed self-standing fenders. I really want one, actually. The mud guard I have on the back of mine, I'm not kidding you, is a half a Solo cup duct taped to the back of this thing right now. But anyways, you'll get the self-standing fender and a seat. So go ahead and place your pre-orders, guys. It's been Chooch. If y'all enjoyed the video, throw it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.